Look, if you've been feeling like your English fluency has just hit a massive brick wall, I really need you to listen up. Your English isn't plateauing because you lack talent. It's not because you aren't trying hard enough. Honestly, it's plateauing because your brain is stuck on autopilot. Slowly and super quietly, you are letting your brain grow older, weaker, and way slower, simply by drowning it in total comfort. We endlessly scroll our phones, we repeat the exact same routines, we actively avoid discomfort, and then we wonder why we're forgetting basic English vocabulary or completely losing focus during a conversation. Well, today we are bringing your brain back to life. Okay, let's dive into this by looking at two totally distinct states of mind. First, you've got the comfortable brain. This brain relies on Google the absolute second it forgets a word. It dodges hard conversations. It basically makes your mind lazy, and trust me, a lazy brain absolutely ruins language retention. But then you have the endurance brain. This brain, it completely embraces the struggle. It fights tooth and nail to remember things. It literally thrives on discomfort, which is exactly what leads to sharp memory and incredibly fast recall when you're out there speaking English.
And you might be wondering why it's so incredibly hard to build that endurance right now. Well, it's because of this. Your phone is actively destroying your ability to focus. Every single time you endlessly scroll, just jumping from one short piece of content to the next, your brain is getting punished. It is exactly like giving sugar to a child every 3 seconds. That child becomes wild, unfocused, and weak, right? If your brain is constantly jumping around like that, it completely loses the stamina you actually need to hold on to complex English sentences or follow a really deep conversation.
To fix this, we've synthesized 16 powerful habits into a highly structured 4-week training camp. Week 1, break routine. Week 2, deep input. Week 3, active output. And Week 4, cognitive endurance. This calendar is going to systematically build both your language skills and totally restore your mental sharpness. And this brilliantly illustrates how we're grouping these intense brain training habits into a progressive journey. You can't just jump straight in the deep end. We have to start with some basic environmental changes to completely reset your mental focus. From there, we build up, step by step, to the kind of intense cognitive endurance that actually allows you to speak English confidently under any kind of pressure.
So let's begin with Week 1, break your routine. These are your foundational changes. Before we can even think about memorizing new English vocabulary or mastering tricky grammar, we absolutely must wake your brain up from its lifeless autopilot loop.
Here are your 4 foundational habits for this first week. First up, brush your teeth with your opposite hand. It feels super awkward, right? Well, good. That awkwardness literally forces your brain to build brand new neural connections. Second, spend 30 minutes every single day with 0 screens. Just let your brain breathe for a minute. Third, sleep in pitch black silence. Even a tiny little glowing light stops your brain from cleaning itself and locking in the English you learned that day. And finally, change your daily walking route. You have to surprise your brain.
So the crucial point is this: repetition without variation is poison. If your brain sees the exact same routine, the exact same screens, and walks the exact same path every single day, it just shuts down. It essentially goes to sleep with its eyes open. And a sleeping brain simply cannot learn a new language. You have to break the loop to signal to your mind that, hey, it needs to start growing again.
Once you've finally woken your brain up, we move into Week 2, deep input training. This is all about rewiring your consumption. We're totally focusing on changing how your brain consumes information and language, so we can start healing from that digital rot we talked about earlier.
All right, here is your protocol for Week 2. First, try fasting for 12 to 14 hours. Digesting food actually takes a ton of energy away from your brain. Second, read an English book that actively challenges your beliefs. There's this incredible story from our source material about a guy named Marcus. He always firmly believed money was evil, but he forced himself to read a book by a philanthropist. It completely flipped his worldview and literally woke up sleeping parts of his brain. Third, use active recall. And fourth, memorize one English poem or song this week to really rebuild those mental muscles. Take active recall, for instance, 60. That represents the 60 seconds a 25-year-old student named Sarah forced herself to wait before checking her phone for a forgotten word. Think about it. When you forget an English word, your absolute first instinct is to Google it instantly, right? Don't do it. Wait 60 seconds. Suffer through that struggle. Close your eyes and really dig for it, because that specific struggle is exactly what builds the mental wiring for permanent memory.
Let's move to Week 3 and see how this builds into active output mastery, where we are focusing entirely on producing language. Since we're absorbing English effectively now, we have to shift gears and start actively producing it under pressure.
To really master output, you've got to ditch the basic "hi, how are you" small talk. Ask deep, real, emotional questions that actually make your brain analyze and connect. Next, start using 7-minute silent brainwriting. Set a timer and just write in English for 7 minutes straight, in total silence. Around minute 5, your brain is going to hurt. Push through it. That is exactly where you uncover those complex ideas hiding beneath your surface-level thinking.
And here is perhaps the most vital output habit of all. You have to pass the torch. If you learn a new English phrase, a cool new idiom, or a tricky grammar rule, and you don't explain it to a friend, or heck, even just say it out loud to the mirror right away, it just gets shoved into a dusty mental drawer. You only truly own the language once you've forced your brain to organize it and teach it to someone else. Finally, we enter week 4, build cognitive endurance. Get ready for the ultimate shocks. I am going to warn you right now, your ego is going to fight these habits hard. You will definitely want to quit, but these ultimate shocks are absolutely essential for long-term brain youth and real English fluency.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our ultimate goal comes down to one core definition: cognitive endurance. It is the ability to sustain complex mental effort and fully embrace physical or mental discomfort to force brain growth. Listen, comfort is the absolute enemy of a sharp, youthful, English-speaking mind. If you want to think faster and speak smarter, you must willingly step into the storm.
So here are your week 4 shocks. Do one hard thing every single day. Walk in nature without your phone. Actually, a woman named Eliza cured her constant panic and brain fog just by taking these silent nature walks. Next, do something new that you absolutely suck at, just to kill your ego. Play strategy games like chess, in English. No more mindless tapping games on your phone. And yes, take 30-second cold showers. A guy named David did this for 30 days and reported that his old, tired brain suddenly felt electric again.
You can easily schedule these endurance habits right into a daily survival plan. Do a 30-second cold shower in the morning to shock your system awake. Squeeze in 10 minutes of a strategy game in English during your midday break to lift some mental weights. And take an afternoon phoneless nature walk to completely reset your nervous system. Remember, your brain only grows when it struggles and fails. So be proactive and schedule the struggle.
I want to leave you with a bit of a tough love reality check here. Comfort is literally the slowest way to kill your brain. If you don't actively step up to protect and train your mind using these 16 weapons across this 4-week plan, nobody else is going to do it for you. You will just quietly lose your edge, your vocabulary, and your focus.
So, I want to challenge you right now. Using habit 9, talking deeply, I want you to think about this question. What's something you're afraid to fail at? Don't just sit there and ponder it quietly in your head. I am urging you to answer this question out loud in English right this very second. Spark your brain back to life. Take control, break the loop, and start building your cognitive endurance today.